I don't think you people like me. I think you like to see me suffer. This is the face of an unhappy Pops. And Mrs. Pops is also to blame. Jaws 3. Here we go. It was the summer of 1983. I was 13 when this came out. I remember my grandmother taking me. I've been debating whether it was my mom or my grandma, and now I'm 99% sure it was my grandmother. Jaws 3D. 3D movies were a deal, but they were mostly for other horror movies like Amityville. What's another? Freddy, I think. I think Freddy 3 was in 3D. Is that right? Or Jason? I think it was Jason. Maybe it's Friday the 13th. Yeah, 83. Oh, yeah, that's not Nightmare. Silly me. Friday the 13th. I didn't see those. I saw this. And I hated it then. And I hate it more now. Before we get to this, let's talk about this for a second here. Mrs. Pop said, pick something from the 80s. And we're on the home device. It's just a digital sort by 80s. And we're scrolling. And she's like, okay, I could watch Uncle Buck and Parenthood. And so before this, I had joked about watching shark stuff. Like, what do you need to watch this week? Right. So I need to watch Kroll and something with sharks, like shark stuff. Right. And I was reading off like ridiculous stuff off Tubi, like Sharktopolis and whatever. Right. So when she saw Jaws 3, she says, okay, Jaws 3, I could watch that. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, Dennis Quaid. I could get Dennis Quaid in. That's good. Let's watch that. I felt like Stephen Ransom was on my shoulder, like one of those like angels and demons in the Looney Tunes cartoons, and they're both Stephen Ransom. And at that moment, they're both laughing at me, is how I felt. Jaws 3D. I don't even know what to say about the movie. The only redeeming elements of the movie are the fact that they tried to tie it in with the Brody family. That Dennis Quaid plays Mike Brody, the son, right? And the other brother is the one that comes. I'm like, okay, so Sean and Mike tie into the original. I'm literally like, there are sharks. Like it is a awful film at every turn. SeaWorld Orlando, and it's all of this like the park's lagoon. They have dolphins, the gate thing. So a shark comes. We don't have great white sharks off the coast of Florida. SeaWorld is actually not connected to the ocean here in Florida. They wanted to show off the cool water skiers, and that was fine. Yeah, and there's like, I kind of laughed about this concept that these people would sneak in with the raft to steal coral, and they fall in the water. Shark gets them first, right? And by the way, no one ever mentions them. Just so you know, there are evidently no pieces of those two people to the point where no one ever brings it up that I remember. Maybe I just nodded off because I was like, I couldn't believe I was sitting through this movie. Let's just go right to the trailer and talk about some of the stuff because it's just, this is so rough. Why is it not playing? What's going on? Oh, geez, really? This is like the very first trailer. Okay, hold on. I'll just stop. We'll come back to that then. Let me go back and try to find a different trailer. Okay, here's a full theatrical trailer. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Yeah, let me share it because then it. So when you share it, then you can change how big it is, and it will adjust to this. It adjusts to a size that's manageable. When you don't do that, it messes things up. So it's like the order that you do things on StreamYard impact the way they work for you. That's what I'm finding through doing it wrong. Just so you guys know at home. So this was the Jaws 3D trailer. It's the dun dun dun. Here's the shark. It's all shadowy and dark. People skinny dipping, but they had underwear on, so they weren't really skinny dipping. And it's a whole lot of dark, is what it was in 3D. Is what it was in 3D. I remember this so much, and I'm pretty sure it was Britain Plaza in South Tampa. Had the red and blue glasses on. We're watching this movie, and it wasn't very far into the movie, and then it was definitely around the time the shark, and you could see this underwater tubes, and it was just so cardboard bad. Now, in hindsight, that's only the baby shark part. That's not actually the quote 35-foot shark. And I was like, as a little kid, little Pops was like, we can go. This is bad. A new dimension. Look at the acting. It's is she saying I see a shark, or is she saying, oh, I farted at the water? Oh no. That was a wet one. Louis Gossett Jr. not acting, just reading lines like cardboard robot bad. It's so terrible. So terrible. Let's see. Their shots like this are fine. This is the dude that gets eaten by the gate. Just everything about this movie feels like so cheesy bad. Like, I can't believe this is a Jaws movie. Right? And this is the water skier. Man, the transfer on this trailer is terrible. So grainy. Here they go. Oh, the person that uploaded this reversed it because in the film, I think it's the other direction. Interesting. So yeah, I wish I could tell you the trailer doesn't even give me anything to go on. Look at how bad this is. Oh my gosh, so terrible. He's attacking. Oh my gosh, it's so terrible. Okay, everybody scream. It's like bad commercials acting. Like it's so bad. Jaws 3D. So we're watching it, and there's like the harpoon shot, which comes right at you. The fake leg when he eats the one guy, the leg with the bone comes right at you. And I remember I told my wife, I'm like, oh, I just remember this so vividly of how bad it is. Like this isn't like a vivid positive memory. This is a vivid movie memory that is very, very bad. And I remember I want to leave. And there were many times where we paused and I thought, hon, if you want to turn this off, it's okay. I mean, I'm good. She's like, no, we're watching it. You said you want to watch it. I said, no, I did not. I said we could, like, jokingly. You didn't say jokingly. It was like, that's exactly the world I ended up in with my little Stephen Ransom on my shoulder, just going, Pop's going to review Jaws 3. Pop's going to review Jaws 3. You know what ended up happening in my head? You know what it was? It was this. Over and over and over again. The movie is so dumb and so silly. I just couldn't believe how bad it was. Anyway, I love the idea of the solution is lure it down the other hole. Like, I don't know. Or Dennis Quaid. Has Dennis Quaid spoke out? Like, people ask him, is it people, how actors sometimes get asked about like the worst jobs they've had, the worst films, these kinds of things. I wonder if Dennis Quaid gets asked a lot about the Jaws 3 experience. So I don't know. He survived it at least. At least he survived it. So what an abomination. Star and a half. Water skis are fine. couple of the scenery shots are fine with Florida being showcased. Dennis Quaid probably warrants a star. So yeah, I'll go 1.5 stars. How's that? Out of 5. That's a 3. God, that seems too high, doesn't it? It seems too high. What does IMDb have it at? My fellow raters have it at. Oh, Rotten Tomatoes. We'll open that too and see what they have. Just 3. Here we go. All right, let's see what we have. I haven't looked yet. I just shared them. So let's go see. What do we do? Rotten Tomatoes first? Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It's just the least relevant. Enable ads. I don't really care. Whatever. Just no, stop. I don't want that. Just go back. Continue. Yeah, there you go. 11. See, that's how you do it, people. Good job, people. 4 people thought it was fresh. There's 4 critics that thought this movie was fresh. Holy crap. Who are those people? Most people gave it a 2. See, that's what I said when I came up with 3 that was too high. 2.2 sounds right. Who are the people that gave it fresh? Hold on. Did I share this? I didn't share this. Let's go back. Sorry, folks. Let me go back. So you click this and it shows you 4 out of 36. So there's 4 positive, and then of course 2 out of 2. Right, 17%. So only 17% of people said it was good. But I wanted to go here. So none of the top critics like it. But I want to go into the critic reviews because I want to see who gave it fresh and what did they say. Okay. Alan Jones at Starburst. What is Starburst? Starburst. Okay. He says, certainly isn't the greatest film in the world. It's sloppy, full of holes, and none too convincingly acted. But for all that, it's an intermittently enjoyable popcorn entertainment. No, it's not. It's all bad. But for that, you think it's okay. Like, what a horrible reviewer. How can you give that a 6? So you're saying it's a 3-star movie, Alan. It's not. Right. There's no comments on this one. Chuck O'Leary doesn't have the guts to put any comments. Let's see. Alex Sandell, who is at Juicy Cerebellum. I don't even know how we could take anyone that's at the Juicy Cerebellum seriously. The best sequel in the series? Are you out of your freaking mind? If you're ranking it on cheese factor alone. It's stupid. Jaws must have ate the script too. Well, then how did you give it a 3 out of 5? Caffeinated Clint at the movie hole. Terrible. All right, let's check IMDb. See, I'm gonna stand by my thoughts that a 3 is too high. So it's technically like a 1. Even then, it's like a 2 out of 10. I think is appropriate. The response is about right. All right, where's the score? Scores are at the top now. 3.7. See, I think that's just too high. Let's see the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. All right. So we can throw out the top, throw out the bottom. Most people are down here. There's a lot of 4s. Look at that. There's fair amount of 5s. So yeah, a 3 would be about the right number based on the graph. Because you got to take this bottom out, take the top out. Now see how big the bottom is at 1? You have to be fair. You got to take this out and got to take all that out. So it leaves you with this is the mean. The mean is like here in the middle. Right? Because you got 13% here. So you got 3, 5, 7. So it's almost like the 6 goes away too. So now your mean is between 2 and 5 right here, because that is 33, 53, 67. So 2/3 of everybody is in this category. So this is where your mean is going to land. So then your mean should be, because you got 14 and 14, that cancels out 24. So yeah, the average is 3.5. That's crazy. It's way too high, people. Way too high. You guys are terrible critics. Way too critics. Oh, way too lenient. Oh, what an abomination movie. Please don't make me watch stuff like this. Guys, I don't want to do this. And why did Shark Week have to end this way? Why? Why didn't it end on a positive note? No. I've been betrayed.
Yeah. Rap Circle is finally here. I know everybody been waiting for